Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope we're all having a wonderful day and we're all doing well. Just want to quickly say before we continue, if you are new here and you do going to enjoy this video and my other content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. It is free, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me massively. We're trying to hit 100k by the end of the year, so I need all your support. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So one of the best parts of Rainbow Six Siege lore being told via a live service game is the fact that we don't get a lot of answers instantly, and sometimes we have to wait months, sometimes even years to get answers to our questions. So unlike a show you can binge watch in one day, this story is gradually told over time, and it allows us to grow with the characters and get more of a deeper connection to them rather than something you'll watch for one day and forget about the next. And so with these large lapses in lore, it allows Ubisoft to put in these little hints and allows us as the readers or viewers, however you would like to interpret it, to piece a lot of stuff together and create our own theories until they are otherwise proven wrong. And all of you wonderful viewers, share your theories in the comments as well, and I encourage that you still do that. I really like reading a lot of your lore theories, so 100% drop your comments anytime, even if you think it might be a bit far-fetched. This is your place for Rainbow Six lore, and I want to hear everyone's thoughts about it. And I was reading my comment section the other day, and I saw a comment by someone by the name of Michael Williams. And honestly, it's quite a good little talking point in theory, because there's some factual stuff that can kind of support it, but can also be used against it, and I thought we should take a look at this as a baseline, and then talk about how valuable it actually is. So let's read Michael's comment out so we can help understand what he's talking about. So what he says is, "I'm still not unconvinced that Nighthaven is working for Deimos. You mean to tell me that as protective as Kaze is over her gear, to the point of sending Team Rainbow a cease and desist order, not only did she let it fall into the hands of some nameless criminal organization, but then was perfectly okay with Rainbow recovering it without Nighthaven? That doesn't add up. I think it's possible that the bombing was a false flag by Nighthaven working with Deimos to destroy Rainbow." So let's take a look at all this and try and break down every point, and I'll give my own educated explanation from what I know about the lore to how valuable this is and how I can kind of disprove some stuff. So let's start with the first line. Is Nighthaven working for Deimos? No, but maybe yes. Let me try and explain it so hopefully you'll understand. So as many of you all may know, Nighthaven is a private military organization ran by Kaze. They once worked with Team Rainbow but have since separated, and alongside them separating, some Rainbow operatives also left Team Rainbow to join Nighthaven and now work independently with them. Many of Deimos' actions were set up to believe that it was Nighthaven doing it, but we quickly learned that it wasn't Nighthaven perpetrating it. However, that doesn't necessarily disprove that they haven't been given intel to Deimos, they haven't been supporting Deimos, but something that I think is pretty certain is that the main operatives which are part of Nighthaven, so like Kaze, Wamai, Aruni, Ace, Osa, all the other Rainbow operatives that left like Smoke, IQ, Pulse, Finka, you know, all the operators. I don't think any of them, the ones we have playable in the game, I don't think any of them are working with Deimos. I think they are completely against them as much as Rainbow is. I think Ubisoft have already done the fake out villain with Kaze, thinking that she is the overall bad guy when she actually isn't. It would be a bit weird from a story standpoint to do a fake out bad guy for that fake out bad guy to also still be the bad guy. So I am 100% convinced that all the playable operatives in the game which are from Nighthaven and are prominent in the story are good people at the end of the day. Yes, Kaze does have different methods to Team Rainbow, but at the end of the day they are all still good people and they want to do what's right. That being said though, Nighthaven isn't just these operatives. There's unnamed soldiers, there's other people working in labs. You know, there's more people on the Nighthaven payroll other than the operatives that we play in the game. So could Nighthaven be working for Deimos? Potentially, there could be a rogue agent inside of Nighthaven which is giving Deimos these supplies, these intel, and this could all be happening under Kaze's nose, and that would explain how she wasn't aware of this stuff happening until it was a bit too late, since she probably wasn't expecting for it to come from the inside. Because just like you said, Kaze was very protective of her gear when they were working with Team Rainbow. When Mira was trying to do some evaluations on the gadgets, of course Mira being the head of Rainbow's R&D department, there was multiple occasions when Mira was trying to go a bit deeper into the gadgets and how they function, and Nighthaven's lawyers would call Harry and tell him to stop. So even when they were working together, Kaze was still protective of Nighthaven Ordnance. She didn't even trust it in the hands of Team Rainbow, which is the most prestigious CTU in the world. And so that would help explain as to how Nighthaven Ordnance got out into the wild, and these criminal organizations and Deimos were using it, and they were able to sneak it past Kaze and the rest of Nighthaven. And I think I should note, there is a character which has been developed sort of to a decently good extent in the past year, which has not only been inside of a Rainbow base, but also in a Nighthaven base, and does still seem to be an independent contractor, so we don't know who his allegiance is to. And I'm talking about the architect that designed Nighthaven's base. Now, when Rainbow thought that Nighthaven was the one who assassinated Yahata, they had a plot to infiltrate Nighthaven's base and gather intel from their data room. To do this, they needed to get a layout of Nighthaven's base itself. Well, it turns out the architect which designed Nighthaven's base was being held by a militia very conveniently around this time and needed saving. And that's when Wolfguard managed to extract the architect and allow our operator, specifically Nook, to do her job. But isn't it quite convenient that this person, which would have helped Team Rainbow get onto Nighthaven's base, was conveniently being held captive and needed saving from someone like Rainbow at the very same time they needed him? So let's maybe look at the theory that this architect is actually working for Deimos. Maybe he wasn't when he designed Nighthaven's base, but when Deimos was doing this grand plan in the background, the presence of this architect would help explain how Deimos managed to pull off a lot of what he'd done. So for starters, the architect himself knows the layout of Nighthaven's base. We also seen when he's talking with Team Rainbow that Ace and Pulse were happy to let him by, so he does have some form of reputation in Nighthaven. Of course, he did design the base, but people clearly know him and respect him to an extent. He did have access to the base itself with his fingerprint scanner. Now, in the comic, when he was snuck in with Rainbow, he learned that that was revoked by this time, but he did have it at one point. So that means at some point in time, this architect had full access to Nighthaven's base, and when he was seen there, people weren't massively suspicious of him. But he was also saved by Wolfguard, and they took him back to their base as well. I'm not 100% sure here, I could be wrong, I don't know if any of you guys know this as well, but I think the Rainbow squad still operate out of the same locations as when they were a full team. Unless the squads now have their own bases, I'm not sure. But this is a man that has now been in a Rainbow base and a Nighthaven base, yet seemingly has no allegiance to either side and worked with both of them. And as we've seen that Deimos is always 5 steps ahead of all our operators and clearly plans a lot in the past, then was this a plot by Deimos once again and a Rainbow played straight into it? Because let's look at the facts. Rainbow needed to get into Nighthaven's base. They needed the layout of Nighthaven's base. Conveniently, the architect that designed Nighthaven's base is being held captive by a militia and needs saved. As we've seen multiple times, Deimos will use these small militias and assassins to get what he wants and purely just use them as collateral damage. That's what he done in Japan in attempts to kill Azami, Hibana, Thatcher and Jackal. There he used a group of Japanese assassins as basically collateral damage to do his dirty work and in the end killed them. He done that in the Year 8 cinemag as well when operators such as Thermite, Sledge, Zofia, Kivera and Ash were all injured, Ash being put in a coma. This group here was a gang that bought the Nighthaven gear from Deimos, clearly not knowing who they were buying it from, just an anonymous seller, but it was actually bait for Rainbow. And of course they were killed in the process. And so the way this architect was saved by Wolfguard kind of plays out the exact same way. This small militia was holding them captive, Rainbow come in, clear them out, do the dirty work, and get what they need. And then this would then allow this architect who is under the payroll of Deimos to relay information to him whilst he's at Rainbow's base, relay information of what Rainbow are doing, the suspicion they have on Nighthaven, and that his plan is going along as predicted. Or the architect could simply be innocent, but someone else within Nighthaven is relaying this information to Deimos. There, without a doubt, has to be someone within Rainbow or Nighthaven or both of them which is giving Deimos intel. But I don't think it'll be the operators which are playable in the game which are doing this. I think if an operator is playable in the game itself, they're going to be good guys in the story as well. That's why I don't think Deimos will ever be an operator as well, because I think they just want to keep all the playable operators in the game, although some of them may have their flaws, but at the end of the day, they are good people and fight for the greater good. That is the point in Team Rainbow to begin with. So that was an absolutely great comment by Michael Williams. It really got me thinking to the point where I thought I should make a video about it and just sort of explain this, take a look at the plot points, and really take a look at the theory if Nighthaven are working for Deimos. So yeah, I don't think Kali's working for Deimos, I don't think any of the other operators are as well, but there could definitely be someone in Nighthaven itself, maybe a nameless soldier, someone maybe a bit higher up the ranks which we have never met before, that is working with Deimos or relaying information and is how he got his hand on this stolen Nighthaven gear. Of course, we will learn more as the story does develop, but Deimos knows so much, there just has to be more to him and more people working with him that we are going to learn. And as we've seen what he did with Fenrir, he can exploit people when they're at their lowest and get them to do bad things. If you guys haven't seen Fenrir's lore video, by the way, possibly one of my favorite backstories for an operator, definitely go check that out. Fenrir is a good guy at the end of the day who is exploited by Deimos to potentially do bad things. And so everyone, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that Nighthaven are working for Deimos? Do you think there's someone in the ranks of Nighthaven or Rainbow which are relaying information to Deimos? I think we're going to start learning about some new characters in this story soon, because no way is this entire operation being ran by Deimos himself. One man, as smart and as skillful as he may be, simply cannot manipulate manipulate Team Rainbow and Nighthaven by himself. So guys, be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, dislike it if you did not. Check out my Twitch, we've been streaming frequently over there. We're growing a great audience. You guys are all absolutely lovely to talk to, and you honestly make my day. It makes me so happy. Thank you. Check out my other videos and have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.